Hard AF Seltzer is now live in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Texas, Ohio, Montana, Idaho, Oregon, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Illinois. Go to hardafseltzer.com today, click on the store locator, and enter your city or zip to find the closest location nearest you.
Oh, I like that angle.
That's unfortunate. Time to take the leg.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ross Patterson Revolution! Oh, welcome to the Ross Patterson Revolution, kids. James, you look a little tired today. Because she's not here. She's not here prepping the move back to North Carolina. D'Anthony Hollaway moved his stuff. Jesse is moving our stuff, and I'm going to use moving in air quotes on that one because last night was a nightmare, just an absolute nightmare. Byron, thank God you were here for that.
I just started rolling.
My God, I just said, hey, let's keep this going, and her and I in the background have been tinkering with this idea called man versus scam. And I think it's brilliance where I just call these people and then kind of break down what's going on in America on a company-by-company basis and help people kind of understand what this financial crisis really is and how a president really can't fucking fix it, or a congressman. It's going to have to be local if it is going to be some politician. But let's face it, it's like Dan Holloway says on Drinkin Bros all the time, a politician isn't coming to save you, and they're not. Now, this one got so wild that I said to Jesse, I like the idea, and as soon as something pops up, I'll record it, and we'll see what happens. Well, it just so happened yesterday during the move, and there's a lot of you guys who've been hitting me up about these mafia movers in these cities and what's happening and who's controlled by who and blah, 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 blah. This one was involving SafeShip. Now, I've got another call with them to complete that show, but you and I recorded it last night. It involved Russian gang members and a Latinx crew who got paid early for their tips, was a mistake. And then they all bounced. One of them smelled like marijuana. And then I had to move my stuff after work last night in the pouring down rain with these Russian gang members. One of them had a teardrop, which I didn't know was big in Russia. Is that a thing over in Russia too?
Oh, well, maybe he went to jail in America. You don't know. You don't know where he went to jail.
You're right.
Could be an American criminal.
Forgive me for assuming.
Be a little more progressive there.
Yeah, I apologize. Jesus, man, where are my manners today? Apparently, I don't have them. But yeah, it was me, him, and his brothers who ended up doing this move, and then they just hired a random black guy to come out there, and all of us were moving our stuff in the pouring rain. This went on for 12 hours last night. They showed up at roughly 9:30 a.m. and then didn't leave until 9:30, 9:45 p.m.
Wow, sounds like they're working hard. 12 hours? Dedication.
Bob, the house is already packed, okay? I don't live in the rich world that Dan apparently lives in, where I'm like, no, man, I got to pack my shit and fucking budget and everything else.
Of course you don't. You guys make, I assume, similar amounts of money, and he
has no children.
No children or anything like that, yeah. So
or wife or anything else. So
of course he's richer than you.
Do fun shit where I do not. It's going to my kids and everything else. I was excited about Trump accounts coming out. I was like, great. Hopefully this doesn't help me pay for college. But the story's so wild. If we hadn't recorded it, I don't think you'd believe me. So we're going to wrap that up, and I think that's going to come out on for the Sunday night show on Drinkin' Bros, because it's so batshit insane that you're like, there's just no way. It kind of reminds me of Bert Kreischer's The Machine story a little bit, where he's dealing with the Russians. And you're like, did that really happen? Now, I know Bert, and I know that story happens. But until you're involved in it and you see what's going down, it's really hard to believe. I mean, we were using Google Translate at one point because I couldn't speak Russian. And the Mexican dudes took off, and I'd hit them up. I got a God bless text back, by the way, Byron. I'm not kidding. That part I can just read right here. He said, God bless you. Sorry for the inconvenience in your experience. You caused it. But God's going to bless me? No, God should bless you, my man. And all of these companies, what we kind of found out with a lot of places in Austin, are all owned by the same faction, where they'll take one individual thing like moving or HVAC or yard work, whatever the fuck it is, and then they're all controlled underneath this mafia. They're all trying to jack up rates. The amount of private calls I heard in Russian last night were mind-altering. I might be able to translate a Tolstoy book. Not saying I can. Don't force me to do it on air, but that's how much Russian I heard last night. Okay? Bob, what was that?
I was going to say, you basically understand what it's like to live in a trench in Ukraine now. You're just constantly hearing.
That's what I felt like.
Think about it. You were wet. Everyone was speaking Russian. You were cold.
It was the only cold night we've ever had in Texas in 6 years.
Angry.
You steal some valor.
With the rain and everything else, and I'm out there. I'm fucking muddy. I'm drenched. I'm sweating because I'm lifting all this shit with them. At this point, by the way, I'm just trying to get them the fuck out of my house. That's it. And I was talking to Brian about it. I was just like, man, unfortunately, I'd packed up all my guns in the safe. So they were in there. And fucking Dan took the other one behind my desk that was underneath me. And I'm like, fuck me, dude. And then my wife was there because I had to come in and shoot shows. And I'm like, hey, hon, just stay here for this and I'll be right back. And that's when she called in a whisper, and I knew there was a problem. So I had to go after that. But that one should drop on Sunday night. And this way, I think, and this is the real reason why we're doing this, this will kind of help everybody understand what's going on in America, and with the waste and the fraud and the monopolies of all these companies and all the weird shit that's going on. That's what's really driving up all these prices. Now, the Iran thing and the oil, obviously, I understand that. But it's not just that. It's everything else that we're getting nickel and dimed and feed to death by all these fucking people that are related, where it turns out there's three middlemen who are just trying to make a cut off of whatever fucking company this is, a BlackRock or a Vanguard or all this other shit, because they're trying to survive, I guess. And it is so fucking odd and bizarre that I have no words other than to just release the show. That's it. That's all I have. So we will do that on Sunday night. I'm going to call back because they asked me how my experience was. And my experience was I'm more sore than when I played in the Arena League football game this morning. And I will call them back and tell them my experience was not great. And obviously, it's going to be a much harsher tone than that. But we'll capture the rest of that today, and that'll be out on Sunday. But Jesse won't be here for Tuesday and Thursday show. However, we'll be back together next week. as we kind of continue this transition into North Carolina. We got the studio's locked down, get all that other fun stuff. And you know the rules, kids. Show goes on. Show goes on at the end of the day. You don't care. You're just out there living your goddamn life and probably at one of these miserable jobs that we're talking about right now where you're getting fucked today. So I don't want to bitch about it too much. Let's talk about fun stuff like murder. Let's talk about a girl being murdered and thrown in the trunk of a car. Yeah! Crime Corner! This was one we did, I think, 3 months ago on Ross Patterson Revolution. And this is pure fucking madness. There's a singer named David. Byron, this is your generation.
All the kids are talking about this.
But it's a fucking name that has a number in it. Why is that a fucking thing?
It's late speak.
It's so gay. It is so fucking gay, dude. That why? Why?
It's literally just internet bullshit we came up with when we were 10 years old. Now my whole generation just knows it.
Yeah, but it's 6-7 type bullshit.
Well, no, that's Gen Alpha.
No.
That's not Gen Z.
No, you're still
6-7
using
is not Gen
numbers.
Z.
You're using numbers for all this stupid
It's all
shit.
the same to him. It's fine.
Yeah, it's all gay. All of it is
Dude,
gay.
when have rappers not had stupid names, though?
That
You know what I mean?
And, hey, and Bob, guess what? I've always hated them.
Yeah.
Always. Do you know that I refused to listen to Eminem for the longest time just based on his name?
Yeah.
Where I was like, I remember seeing a picture of him, and then he was a white guy named Eminem, and I'm like, I'm all fucking done here, dude. And then it wasn't until I heard his music on the radio where I was like, oh shit, the white guy named Eminem's gonna be a huge fucking star. Who knew that? But let's go back to the old school, Dr. Dre. Snoop Dogg or something like that.
Tupac,
Fine.
what the fuck is that?
We got a little
50 Cent.
Tupac was a real name. That was his actual God-given name.
Okay.
But yeah, it was his birth name. But it didn't have the 2 in it. It was Tupac. He shrunk that on his own. Biggie Smalls was all right. I don't mind it. He was fat. You know?
The 80,000 names of Diddy.
I hated all of that. All of it was bullshit.
Puff
wasn't
Daddy
it?
is the stupidest fucking thing.
All of it. All of it was so fucking dumb. How many ices do we have?
What?
Ice. Iced tea.
Ice
Cube.
Yeah.
Ice tray. I mean, there was a million ices for some reason, and then the Lols kicked in. L-I-L. Lil Wayne, Lil Tay-Tay, Lil fucking Dirk.
Lil Bow Wow.
God, dude, it was endless.
Bow Wow's makes sense because he was a kid.
Yeah.
He was.
Like,
Lil
He
Romeo.
was. By the way, you know what? I'll fucking date myself on this one. Do you know I was at that show?
what show?
I was at the show where they named him Lil Bow Wow. He was a kid at Columbus in Ohio, and I was at Ohio State. Snoop Dogg performed on campus, and he goes, "Yo, I got this kid, and his mom is here, and they came up to me and they started rapping. They said, this kid's the truth for me. He's amazing, and blah blah blah. Let's bring him out on stage." And they brought him out on stage, and he fucking torched it. And I want to say he was 8 years old. Like, no lie. He was a fucking child.
Yeah, he got famous pretty young.
And he was with his mom. She was on stage, and he just destroyed the place. And then Snoop was the one who fucking named him. He goes, "Yo, you remind me of a young me. I'm going to call you Lil Bow Wow." And that's how that all got started. And we were there. And he was just a local kid there. And it was so fucking weird, dude, that an 8-year-old was on stage. But it was also fun, and Snoop was nice and courteous about it. But then, he went on to swear 9 million times during that. And then there's the 8-year-old with his mom just hanging backstage right there. And you're like, whoa, dude, this is a weird world that you're going to enter. So that's why he kind of dipped out for a minute. He had his own problems going on. Now we got this D4David, or just David. But there's a 4 in there.
D4vd.
And they found a body in a trunk 3 or 4 months ago, and they started this investigation. Now, the body was so badly decomposed, they didn't even know if they could find out who this was, where it was, all this other shit.
Teeth were fine.
Were they really?
I mean, teeth don't decompose like that.
No
You can
shit.
get a dental record. Dude, they find out, they ID bodies that are just like literally burned to a crisp just off the teeth.
But what I couldn't figure out is how you get the DNA off of the other individual then if the body's that badly decomposed. So the teeth, I understand. But The body itself? Where was the DNA? And then what's this video you're going to show us regarding it?
This is him. His lawyers in court.
Okay, because his lawyer said, hey, he got arrested, but we don't know why. There was no formal charges, and the lawyers are claiming there was no grand jury, which is very odd. You've always got to have a grand jury. So play this tape. I haven't seen it.
Good afternoon, Mr. Burke.
Deputy District Attorney Beth Silverman for the people, Your Honor.
Thank you. And counsel, on behalf of your client, do you waive formal reading of the complaint, advisement of rights, including armed forces and veterans' rights, enter a plea of not guilty, denying any and all special allegations, enhancements, and priors?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you're requesting a preliminary hearing within the period?
Yes, Your Honor. From the media reports, apparently there have been 4 months of secret grand jury proceedings. We believe that Mr. Burke is entitled at the earliest opportunity to an open preliminary hearing and the proceedings not be done in secret. So we are asking for a preliminary hearing to be set at the earliest possible date on the 10th day. Your Honor, we believe the actual evidence will show David Burke did not murder Celeste Rivas Hernandez, nor was he the cause of her death. And we would like to be able to have the evidence come into the light of day at the earliest opportunity in order to establish that. We're asking for April 23rd as a 3 of 10, Your Honor.
Anything from the people?
We'll be very happy to put on the evidence that we've collected in this case in the last several months.
Thank you. So
man.
that
Whoa.
will be set.
Holy
Not guilty
shit.
entered on behalf of Mr. Burke. The matter will be set.
Damn, that prosecutor.
That's some confidence.
Do you want to show that one more time to the audience? That head twirl?
She was just like, "Yeah, bitch, I'll do
Bring
it."
it. Bring it, dude. Oh, it's been brought in. It been brought in. Show that head twist at the end one more time, dude. She goes gangster at the end of this.
My God.
Wow.
All right, here we go.
All right, press play.
We'll be very happy to put on the evidence that we've collected in this case in the last several months.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So that will be set. Plea of not
He's going to jail.
Bob, is any of that normal?
You know, I don't know. Yeah. Look, man, this is a thing I think, well, you know, because you've been in a million trials, but.
You're not a murder trial.
Yeah, but a lot of, look, there's a lot of attorneys that are very, like, bureaucratic and like, okay, Your Honor, but there are also a lot of attorneys that treat it like a fucking sport. I mean, because you do kind of win or lose in these things.
You really do.
And they want to fucking win. They're fucking, there's killers out there, man.
Absolutely.
And they want to fucking win.
They don't care if their client's guilty. They want to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They shouldn't care.
No.
I have always said, dead ass serious, if a murderer gets off, and people like to yell at like his defense attorney or whatever, that is the state's problem. Mm-hmm. The state, the government is trying to put a human being in jail. That is their fucking problem.
Right. And even if they did it?
Yeah.
Okay.
The son of a public defender would say such.
Yeah.
No, actually. Public defense is usually like, hey, dude, we're trying to get the right person. Right?
What do you mean?
They can't afford it, and they usually plea out.
They usually do because they're extremely guilty. They're like on camera
They
murdering 8 people. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like,
yes.
They're guilty. But a lot of times, a public defender in particular will, they'll try to plea it out, or if it's a minor, they'll really try to like make sure they don't get stuck in the system type of thing.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Especially if it's not a murder. Like if it's like a robbery or something. They'll be like, come on, this kid's 15. Like, let's fucking get him where he needs to be, not just put him in a fucking cell where he's going to continue to be a criminal type of thing.
But with this one, man, I'm looking at it, and is there any evidence that they think they have? Last night, he just got moved into his own cell, TMZ is reporting. He does have a song. This reminds me of Melly Mel, dude. Murder on My Mind. Now, he does have a song called Romantic Homicide, which I'm sure they'll play.
That's art. Can't be brought into the court of law.
It can be. Murder on My Mind was played in the trial. So, Yeah, they'll bring that in.
That's just an artist representation.
They're gonna ask him what the representation was about. I can
Yeah,
promise you
it
that.
can be used as evidence.
Correct.
Although a lot of times it's it's still case by case. So it can be used as evidence. It doesn't mean it's convincing, and it doesn't mean all of it can be used as evidence either. Like it can be used as evidence, but the judge can also be like, no, that's bullshit. You know what I mean? Like that's not evidence. Like so it varies, but yes, theoretically you can
Romantic homicide will definitely be in there. I'm just
But
gonna
also,
go ahead and tell you that.
What evidence do they have? Her fucking body was in his car.
I know.
Start there.
Anyone could have put it there, Rob.
I agree.
I'm just saying, like, you guys are acting like he's guilty.
I'll just say this. Right now, she is at the plate, and she feels like the pitcher just grooved her a fastball down the middle.
Yeah.
And her eyes are wide.
Seems like that.
Yeah.
It seems like it. Now, whether it's bullshit or not, we'll find out. Now, let me read you some of the charges here. So, David was officially charged with first-degree murder with special circumstances, which I've never heard that before, including lying in wait. What does that mean, Bob? It was hiding?
Yeah, he was hiding. Well, he ambushed her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Committing the crime for financial gain. That's a strange one to me. Was she rich?
No, I think what I'm reading here, this is from Colin Rugg, so I don't know. Take it with a grain of salt. But the financial gain.
He only posts news, by the way. I don't think he posts opinions. But go ahead.
Well, I just don't know how good of
good of a source.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But he is claiming that he killed her because he was either having sex with her or another girl underage who she knew about, and he killed her because he was afraid that would destroy his music career. So the financial gain would be more like not having a financial loss, I suppose.
Well, here we go to the next charges. And murdering a witness to an investigation, plus lewd and lascivious sexual acts with a person under 14 years old in the mutilation of a human body. Those are the charges.
This guy's going to jail.
These are the charges. So, District Attorney Nathan Hochman suggested David murdered Celeste with a sharp instrument and then chopped her up after she threatened to publicize their sexual relationship, therefore incriminating him and putting his reputation and career at risk. He then allegedly threw her remains in 2 bags, which sat in his Tesla for months, until they were located back in September 2025. And then obviously he pled guilty to all charges. Not guilty, excuse me. It's all charges here today. Families standing behind him as well. And yeah, man, this feels like he did it. I'm sorry. I don't even know the case that well, but my God, dude. Romantic homicide and then keeping the body in your own car and
there's so much smoke you can't see through it.
No.
I mean,
nope. Now with the Melly Mel sitch, Murder on My Mind guy, he allegedly has scared off all the fucking people to testify. So that goddamn thing is still going. They're on trial number 2, Bob. Trial number 2, and nobody will testify against this guy. And the first one was a hung jury, and it wasn't close. It wasn't like one guy hung out. It was like 6.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going to happen there, but the David guy, I didn't really know about. The Melly Mel guy I did,
Well,
and yeah.
A lot of people my age know about David because he's very connected with like the streamers. Jason Lewine, Pokemon, a couple of these other like really top people were in his music video, and so everyone in my generation's like, how much did they know? They knew about it. Fuck them. And so it's this whole thing. But no one's really talking about the murderer, so I'm a little concerned about that.
Yeah, it's very, very odd. And I don't care if he was a nice guy or whatever. A 14-year-old coming out saying with sexual allegations, it would ruin his career. That's it.
Hey, good. Like,
yes,
can't be doing that.
Yes. So he certainly has motive. I mean, that's there. So we'll keep an eye on this. Holy shit, that's a bizarre story. And then Mike Vrabel is giving a press conference right now. Bob, go to your Twitter DMs. We covered that story last week. And he's finally addressing it for the first time. She got fired from The Atlantic. The chick he was...
No, The Athletic.
The Athletic, I'm sorry. That he was allegedly having an affair with. So I haven't seen this play this press conference going on right now up in New England. Good thing it's, 4 days before the draft? 2 days before the draft.
Yeah.
And we'll be covering that live here, so you can pop in and join us all night long for that. Luckily, Falcons don't have a pick, so I don't have to do anything that night. But, not kill myself. Press play.
Let me first begin by saying thank you. Thank you for your patience that you've shown in a personal and private matter for me and obviously everybody involved. I know that that's not easy for you, and I respect that, and I appreciate your efforts in doing so. I understand I could have addressed you guys sooner, but it was important to me to have a conversation with the players, which I did yesterday, very candidly, as we began our off-season program, which everyone is excited to be a part of. Stacy had mentioned the players' availability, and it was never my intention to have them speak to you or address you before I did. And so I asked him to come today and to talk with you. I also don't want to take away from our, the draft, the weekend of the draft. This is an important time for us, our organization, and the excitement and the joy that those players are going to have that we bring onto our football team. They're starting an amazing journey, one that should be celebrated as we welcome them onto our team. With that being said, I've had some difficult conversations with people that I care about, with my family, the organization, the coaches, the players. Those have been positive and productive. We believe in order to be successful on and off the field, you have to make good decisions. That includes me, that starts with me. We never want our actions to negatively affect the team. We never want to be the cause of a distraction. Those are comments and questions that I've answered for the team and with the team. We'll keep those private and to ourselves. Care deeply about this football team, and I'm excited to coach them. I also know that I'm going to attack each day with humility and focus. And what I can promise you is that my family, this organization, the team, the staff, the coaches, everybody, our fans, most importantly, will get the best version of me going forward. And that's what I know, and I'm excited to do that. But I wanted to just address this and thank you for your patience in dealing with the private and personal matter. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. Thank you, Mike.
So they banged.
Yeah, so they boned. That was depressing for the whole family there. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. They definitely boned on that one. Okay. Interesting. Interesting.
Doesn't even mention her.
Nope.
Barely mentions his wife.
No. Why?
Yeah.
She's pissed.
You know what?
Embarrassed.
Do you know why this happened?
Mm-mm.
Because he lost the Super Bowl and was able to keep his penis.
That's what I think too. If he had won a Super Bowl and didn't have to chop off or chopped off that dong, excuse me, this
never happens.
This never happens. And R.I.P. R.I.P. to that relationship. Because homegirl, what do you think? She resigned, obviously, or she got pushed out? One of the two.
I think they gave her the chance to leave with dignity to commit professional seppuku.
Yep. And with him, he's too good, unfortunately, and you can't replace him. He just took the team to the Super Bowl. You got a very young team there. Nothing will happen to Mike Vrabel.
Well, look, what he did was bad and unethical. And even though they did the same thing, what she did was worse because it compromises her professionally as a journalist.
Right.
This doesn't compromise him professionally, just makes him a piece of shit.
Well, let's face it, everybody sucks the Patriots dick, so it's like, that's been going on for years and years and years. Me personally, I don't really care. I'm actually kind of pissed that she lost her job. Like, she wants to fucking blow up her own life, fine, but...
yeah, I think it's dumb that she was forced to resign, to be quite honest.
I did too.
Even though it was absolutely gross journalistic misconduct.
It is.
Like,
but it's The Athletic, right? They're not real I mean, would you classify that as real journalism?
Yeah, it's real sports journalism. It's part of the New York Times. Like it's absolutely. I mean, Ken Rosenthal works there, one of the best baseball writers. Like it's legit for sure.
But that's where
it's not
every
important.
employee who was at ESPN goes to end their career, essentially. So
it's not important news, though.
No,
that's where I think is the point.
I do too.
She wasn't. She wasn't fucking Pete Hegseth.
No,
right.
And every dick with a microphone, including myself, has a sports show. So it's like, what? Who cares? And we've all got different takes. We've been wrong and right over the years. We've been right a lot of times over the years. And it's like, all right, cool, man. If you want to fuck so-and-so and blow up your own life, I don't really care about that. But can you go back to the draft coverage? Because that's in 2 days. We're going to need you to cover the draft coverage here in 2 days.
Yeah, because like the worst case scenario, honest to God, is that like, I don't know, she's... like the unimportant news is potentially compromised. Like, oh no, a draft trade wasn't scoop wasn't sourced ethically. Like, it's not real news.
No,
it's sports news.
I know. Sorry, you're
people
100% right.
People aren't living and dying.
No.
Apparently, by the way, one of the big things that she was able to get from Vrabel, potentially via their friendship or whatever you want to call it, was so they did that vote on the tush push like a year or two ago, right? To make it illegal.
Yep.
And it was a private meeting with like the rules committee, and there were coaches there, and all the teams voted on it. And it was the Packers who initiated it and wanted to make it illegal, but they didn't want people to know it was them. It was supposed to be private, and it was just like the league's gonna have a vote. They're not gonna say who initiated it or anything like that. Vrabel was in that meeting.
No way.
And Rossini broke the story that it was the Packers.
Oh wow, dude.
That
Okay.
lines up.
Yeah. There's always a source somewhere, and there's always a leak somewhere. Look, I got one. What was it? 3 years ago on that draft show with the Bijan Robinson pick?
Yeah.
And I'm not famous, like, in that space at all. Like, if you know the right people, though, anything is possible. It really is. And that's why they're having such a problem with sports gambling right now. If you know the right person who can say so-and-so is hurt or ain't playing or whatever, you can win a lot of fucking money here.
Well, and even worse with like prediction markets now. We saw the Super Bowl.
Oh,
like,
yes.
Thousands of accounts were started that day and got everything right. And
we
it's
were
like,
part of it.
Probably inside people.
We were part of it. We did Kalshi.
Well, that happens with politics too. Now,
Yeah,
and by the way, I've got a meeting with Kalshi over politics too. Yeah. And if you're reading the tea leaves, let's face it, like a Kalshi or a poly market isn't not that wrong very much. Like, it's a good bellwether. It's almost better. It's almost better than polling.
But because
people's money.
It is just a poll, essentially.
Yeah.
Except that people have a financial stake in it. Because Kalshi doesn't make these odds. It's just people put money into it, and then the odds find their natural level. Like
you're 100% correct. And when I took that meeting with those guys, I was like, who's doing the odds for you? Because like in Vegas, it's like 2 dudes who do it for all the sports teams, right? 2 to 4 dudes. I'm not kidding. And then it just goes out to the world. And these guys are geniuses. 60 Minutes did a story on them a long, long time ago. But I go, who does this for you guys? And they go, we just started at 50-50. And then the betting will ramp itself up to whatever the numbers are.
It's honestly, it's much more akin to like a stock market than any sort of like gambling betting.
Right.
It's just you're kind of trading stocks on real life things. It's weird to explain, but
no,
yeah,
that actually is the best explanation, and that is the difference. So when I talked to them, they said the same thing. They were like, kind of like a stock market. I mean, you can bet on things in advance, same way you can short a stock if you want to. Or predict when a split happens in a stock. And I understand it. But let's flip this for a second, all right? Go to the clip that I just sent you, Bob. This new guy, this new Fed chair, and this isn't a political show. We're not going to get political about it. We're just going on looks today. Just pure looks and how you feel about people who are better looking versus uggos. All right? This guy's name is Kevin Warsh. He is the new Fed chair for Trump. He's going to come in and replace Jerome Powell, thank God. I think May 15th. I can't get here fast enough. I've literally got it circled on my fucking calendar. Press play on this clip.
One aspect of President Trump's economic agenda with which you disagree.
Well, Senator, the Federal Reserve in recent years has wandered outside of its remit, wandered into other
I'm
areas.
asking for something
That's
you
not something
disagree
I'm
with
prepared to
Donald
do.
Trump on.
If I'm
Just
confirmed,
one
the Federal Reserve
one
should stay in
economic
its
issue.
lane.
Just one little place where you disagree with Donald
Well, I
Trump.
do have a disagreement, actually, Senator, with the president. I think even this morning, he said that he thought I was out of central casting. I think central casting, I'd look older, grayer, and maybe show up here with a cigar of sorts.
Quite adorable. But you know, we need a Fed chair who is independent. That's the only way we preserve the independence of the Federal Reserve. If you can't answer these questions, you don't have the courage and you don't have the independence.
Okay. So with this guy, right? Good looking dude. You're able to ship him out in front of the cameras. Hey, pop that up. That's a great image right there. You're able to ship him out in front of the cameras.
Nice little smolder going on.
I know. I'm glad my wife isn't here, for Christ's sakes. That's a good looking dude. He looks like Rob Pelinka, a.k.a. Rob Lowe, the head of the Lakers there. And it helps. If you see somebody attractive on camera delivering you either good news or bad news, it helps when it's not an uggo. For whatever reason, man, when there's uggos on camera giving me bad news, I feel worse about my life. Now, I don't know how this guy's going to turn out, but I can tell you a good-looking dude who's younger delivering me the news is going to feel a lot better than some fucking old head, dude. You know? So
it's a
good for him. I've never even
thing.
seen this guy, by the way. It really is psychological.
No,
isn't it?
human beings tend to trust people who are more attractive. It's our dumb monkey brain a little bit, just being like, oh, he handsome. I trust him.
The fact that he said I'm not out of central casting with like gray hair and a cigar, like yeah, that's what you picture in a Fed chair, right? And then he's able to get away with these little snarky remarks in there. I don't know what's going to happen with him. I think he's going to get in, obviously, but hopefully he does a good job as the Fed chair. But I want somebody like this delivering me my news. When it was Jerome Powell delivering those news reports every month of whether or not he was going to cut the fucking Fed rates, God, I felt like shit. I was just like, just get this old bag of shit back into his grave. I know he had one foot in it, and then he took it out to kind of come out and give us the numbers, like Groundhog, like Punxsutawney Phil. But just put this guy back in the fucking grave again. I'm all good. Whereas with this guy, it could deliver some bad news, and I could take it a little better, I think. Same with David Muir on ABC News, for Christ's sakes. You know, you can hear doom and gloom out of that fuckface just because he's relatively good looking. The others can't do it. Who's that old hag, Bob, with the blonde hair that's kind of ratty? She's old. Andrea Mitchell, I think her name is.
Martha Raddatz.
God, yes, her too. There's a bunch of them where I'm just like, don't do it. I can't listen to you fucking talk, unfortunately. I'd rather look at a Tommy Lahren, right or left. Let's say she was left. Great. Give me that fucking news.
I've been interviewed by Tommy Lahren before.
Have you really?
Yeah.
How is she in real life?
Well, it was over Zoom.
Okay.
But boy, it was not a good interview.
On your side or hers?
She didn't let me speak.
She talks a lot.
She's very Ben Shapiro-esque in the like. And
you were the interviewee.
Yeah, she was interviewing me about something about fraternities because it was when I was at TFM. And they wanted an authority.
Okay.
On there. It's when she was with the Blaze. And yeah, man, it's not even like, oh, she sucked. I was just like, at the end of the interview, I was like, I think I said 3 sentences.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I've been in those before. I just kind of dominate and take over though towards the end where I'm just like, all right, if you're just going to talk, let's fucking go. We're good to go here.
But it wasn't combative. It was, in fact, the opposite. It was brought on for me to be like, yeah, the liberals are like frats rule. Fuck these. You know what I mean?
Really?
And she was just, but it wasn't her like talking down to me. It was her agreeing with me, but doing all of the talking.
But what I think you're trying to say there, Rob, is that like, just examples like that, like you'd start to give an answer and then she'd jump in.
Oh
and
my
finish
God,
it.
yeah. I've had interviews go bad both ways, but that was a weird one. Yeah. She was fine though. I didn't talk to her off air. It was only producers.
Okay. All right. That's hilarious, man. But yeah, that's what's going on in today's world. If you're good looking and can deliver a message, you got a good shot at getting a job, dude. So I feel good about it. You know, I really do. Because you still want to see real people. I don't think an AI is going to take over some of these jobs here. You still want to see real people.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, delivering either good or bad.
Yeah, the
news.
AI will just write the news.
Right.
A human will deliver it.
Right. Which is even scarier, by the way, that they're going to write the fucking news. I had a conversation with a listener who was in here the other night, and after the show, he was like, man, I try to use ChatGPT to write this thing, and he goes, you really have to proof check that shit. He goes, it's good for about 60%, but he goes, the other 40 is dog shit. And I go, you know, it's interesting you say that. A lot of professors and lawyers and shit are getting popped doing this right now. And he goes, I know, man, I almost turned this thing in, and then I read it, and I was like, fuck. Because the AI is just sucking up everything from the internet, and
also
only 60% of it's true.
There's been an interesting case recently where AI companies are now starting to lower the output of cheaper models, so the people who aren't paying for the super premium versions, just as a effort to save energy costs and because that's the big problem they're running into is just energy and not having enough of it. So you're seeing a lot of these models that were better 6 months ago now give you outputs where you can see, by the back end, they're not thinking as much. It's not spending as much time trying to give you the answer. So it's in shitification already a couple years into AI.
Yeah. Speaking of which, you got to sort through this shit to see if it's AI or real. And the Micahel Jackson reviews just came out last night. And you're like, oh, is this real? Is this fake or whatever? I can confirm some of these are real because it's Hollywood sites that I follow. Ratings aren't great. One of the biggest ones that I read that kind of best described it just said, if you liked Bohemian Rhapsody, this is even more watered down than that. And if you were hoping to get some form of a real story out of this, good luck, because it ain't the movie for you, friend. I think we all knew that, right?
We knew the moment it was announced.
Yep.
And I feel the only thing that makes me angry about this movie, honestly, because I knew it was going to be puff piece, nonsense, dog shit, is Antoine Fuqua involving himself in it. Because he's brilliant.
He is.
And this is beneath him.
Well, hang on. So the numbers say another story. So it's on track to be a massive fucking hit, right? So did Bohemian Rhapsody. I don't know if you guys know this. You know that movie made $1 billion worldwide?
Yeah, it did well box office.
No, $1 billion. That's like Avatar money. Where you're like, for Queen? All right, cool, man.
Makes sense. International band.
But for Michael Jackson? I mean, look, kids want to go opening night. They've already told me. They're like, hey, I want to see this in IMAX opening night, all this other shit. There is a couple positive reviews. However, they're about the music, where they were amped to see Billie Jean, Beat It, Thriller. And, okay, cool. But for a full movie, they said the guy was good. They said he dazzles. It's a feel-good biopic. Yeah. And the fans will eat it up. The one positive review. And everybody else says it's more sanitized, but a little more soulful than you might expect. Roger Ebert gave it a 1 star, saying it was because of the family's involvement in the film. No shit. No, what did you think? He was going to be licking assholes for 2 hours on screen, Michael Jackson? That's not little kids' assholes. That's not a thing. He says, in every glowing moments, you can notice their fingerprints all over this plastic jukebox picture. Michael has already caused too many questions. What's missing? Janet Jackson doesn't exist in this universe, and he uses quotes for it. That's a weird one. I
wonder if she was like, nope.
Probably. She had her own career, and she was great.
And she's also low-key weird, too, so...
I don't know anything about her, man. I mean, she's always been super private. And then you would see her out like every 3 to 4 years, and she'd be like 400 pounds. And then she would go on tour, and then she'd be like fucking 110. And you're like, all right, what the fuck's the real story with you here? And I don't know. I don't even know who she's married to. Do you guys? Doesn't have any of the reference to the singer's legal troubles.
She is not married currently, actually. But her most recent husband was a Qatari businessman.
Oh, boy.
So, yeah.
Probably got a settlement out of that.
A billionaire. A Qatari billionaire.
Oh, boy. Probably got a huge settlement out of that, so she's fine. But yeah, BBC says it's a daytime TV movie. That's the way I felt about Bohemian Rhapsody, though. To be honest with you, like it felt like a TV movie, and it didn't matter. It made $1 billion.
It does feel like a TV movie, and honestly, a lot of these fucking biopics now. My problem with it is like it feels like I'm not watching acting; I'm watching an impression.
Yeah, and by the way, this is written by the same guy
who did Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's just got a template. You know what I mean? It's a fucking, what do you call it?
A Mad Lib.
A Mad Lib.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's A, here's B. I mean, it's literally like a final draft where he just rewrites each page, but all the beats are the exact same.
But I will say this. Every review has said the same thing at the very end, the last sentence, because I read most of these this morning. They said Micahel Jackson fans will eat this movie up, and that's all that matters. That is really all that matters at the end of the day. Same with Queen. Whoever was a Queen fan or a Freddie Mercury fan, the last 9 minutes was a shot-for-shot remake of Live Aid. So, you know.
I feel like these movies are trying to convince a younger generation, hey, these people didn't do anything wrong. Like, if you don't remember, the end of the 90s into the 2000s when Michael Jackson was, touching kids, then, hey, you don't need to know that. It feels like they're trying to whitewash history a little bit.
Well, for your generation, Byron, you weren't around for that.
Yeah, but I was old enough, 98, I was old enough to start to, understand that shit pretty soon. But, yeah, if you're born in, the 2015, I don't know, do you really know that Michael Jackson's, a pedo? Is that talked about as much?
It's a great question. My oldest son is 12, and he really wants to see the movie. He doesn't know about any of that shit. And
probably just likes the music.
But here's the thing. Because he loves movies so much, and it's partially my fault because I put him in a couple as a child, and he had a blast.
Yeah, that ruined me too.
Was it really?
Yeah, I worked on stuff as a kid. Yeah.
Fuck. And so, dude, I had him painting like a zombie for, full makeup, everything from the makeup artist, for Range 15, and he got to hang out with Danny Trejo all day. And
you did that to yourself, Ross.
He's the best. He's the best. Well, I didn't know it wasn't on purpose. The scheduling.
I don't mean that in a bad way. Just
I
he
know.
has an interest in this now. Yeah,
I know. And then I think there was 2 Medal of Honor recipients there that day. There was 10 UFC fighters. It was crazy. It was just a million celebrities. And he got to ride around on a golf cart and do all the fun shit on a movie and be in makeup. Didn't have to go to school that day.
Got to go to Crafty.
Yeah. Oh,
that's huge as a kid, man.
They made him endless food, whatever he wanted, candy all day long. Holy shit! And we were feeding those kids full of candy. It was Jared's daughter as well. We were feeding him full of candy all day just to keep him up, so we could shoot the scene. But so that's my fault on that. But he loves films. But I've talked about this in the past where I've got to go to the parents' site. And I'm glad there is one for parents where you can say, all right, here's what this movie's about or whatever. My worry was he's been talking about this movie for so long that, and the trailer's everywhere, and it's on all over YouTube, and every kid watches YouTube, that they were going to talk about touching kids and licking assholes, and then I wasn't going to be able to take them. So there's that other side of it. Now, Bob, to answer your question, why would Antoine Fuqua do it? If you have a $1 billion movie on your resume, you're getting hired for the next 10 years.
Yeah, that's fair.
Doesn't matter.
Fair enough. And he does kind of have a grab bag filmography.
Yeah, if you take Training Day made $100 million, which is good.
But it was,
it's not $1 billion, Bob.
But it's $100 million in 2000 or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's a lot more, but or 01. But also it's so artistically and commercially successful that I think it gets him gave him a lot of leeway for a while.
You get a lot more money as a director if you have a massive global hit. And Taraji P. Henson actually talked about this the other day. And she said, man, I have still not secured that one franchise film that has really made me, put me on the map to retire and get other shit like that. She's always been a great actress. Always been a great actress since the 90s. But she goes, man, the only thing I'm missing is that one franchise film. And it was surprising to hear, because she is such a great actress, that, oh, okay, you're looking for that bigger payday and that bigger recognition than you already have, where in my eyes, she's famous enough, but there's probably people who don't know her name.
And by the way, it appears that after Training Day, Antoine Fuqua spent the next decade attempting to find that.
I auditioned for him. That's how I met him.
Because
was, Tears of the Sun.
He did Tears of the Sun. Now,
That
that one's
bombs.
a one-off.
It
That
bombs.
But that one's a one-off.
Bob, it
Yeah,
bombs.
I know. I like that movie, though.
It was Bruce Willis. I forget who got mine, but yeah.
Was it Cole? Did Cole get yours?
Cole Hauser, babe. No.
Oh.
No, I wasn't up against Cole Hauser, babe. I wish I was. He's a few summers older than me.
Yeah. But then he did King Arthur with Clive Owen, trying to get that, and Keira Knightley. So trying to get
shit. Okay.
trying to do a franchise
That
there.
didn't do well.
Yeah, then Shooter with Mark Wahlberg, trying to get another one there.
Shooter made like 58. It didn't do well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then he did Olympus Has Fallen, one of the White House movies.
Oh, that did well-ish, but it was not well received.
Was that the Morgan Freeman one?
Yes, that was the Morgan
People,
Freeman one.
people did not like it.
It
But
did get a
it
sequel.
made money. It made a lot of money, but
Yeah.
people didn't like it.
It also, there was like 2 twin movies. So there was 2 movies about the same concept,
White House
essentially.
Down, was
Yep.
that the
Yeah,
other one?
at like
with
the
Channing
same
Tatum.
6-month period.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then he finally got it to some extent. Teams back up with Denzel with The Equalizer.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Equalizer's great.
And he did the 2 sequels to that as well.
Both are great.
Yeah. He also did, I liked this movie, didn't do that great because it's a Western, but he did the Magnificent Seven remake.
I didn't like
with
that.
Chris Pratt
Yeah,
and Denzel and everything.
I didn't like it.
It was fine.
I didn't like it.
It was. I watched it on Amazon, right?
Yeah.
Over like a holiday. I was
So
at
did
my
hey,
in-laws' house.
So did I.
Yeah.
I was at Christmas, I think, when I watched it on Amazon. Oh, it's wild. But as far as the music biopics go, one of the bitches in these reviews is how to do it, why to do it, and everything else. Elvis was brought up. I loved it because it was totally fucking unique, man. And it was nonstop for 2 hours and 45 minutes. My only gripe with that film was Tom Hanks way overdid it. God damn, he was in a different movie playing Colonel Tom Parker.
Tom Hanks has been bad in 2 movies.
Which ones?
Both of them involved a Southern accent.
Yes. Oh my God, you're right. What was the Coen Brothers movie?
Fuck. Let me look it up.
Oh shit, that was the only bad Coen Brothers movie too.
The Lady Killers.
That's it.
Horrifying.
God, same accent by the way.
Yep.
Oh, Tom, don't do it.
Just don't do that.
It was a Murdaugh accent.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Murdaugh, what do you think about how we're living here? It would be like, if I did that on screen, it would be so fucking annoying. You would walk out of the theater.
He just can't do that. That's the only time.
Wow, did we just crack the code on Tom Hanks?
Yeah.
Did we just Da Vinci code Tom Hanks?
But is Forrest Gump Southern?
Yes, but it's different.
It's,
okay.
And it's mild.
It's more
He went
in
mild
Alabama.
retard
Well,
on
it's
that.
more.
He
it's
didn't
just
go full retard.
because he put some sassiness into the Lady Killers.
Yes.
But
Okay.
and Colonel Tom Parker.
yeah, in Forrest Gump though, it's just like I own a shrimp company.
Yeah.
Like it's just very
Yeah.
monotone.
I was a shrimping boat captain.
Yeah.
And it was very soft spoken and it worked. He didn't go, that was the full retard joke from Tropic Thunder. You know, Tom Hanks didn't go full retard. He just went a little bit, dude. And it was great. But the other ones they brought up in this article were Whitney. I watched that. It was terrible. It was the same thing. It was a fucking TV movie, it felt like. About Whitney Houston. Did you guys see it?
Absolutely not.
Nope.
Yep. Wasn't good. Tina with Tina Turner. Didn't see that one.
No.
Didn't see that one.
No interest.
Elton. All right. So I saw the Elton John movie, Rocket Man. And it was good and it was different. And it was kind of in that Elvis feel. It was just nonstop action going from stadium, stadium. The fucking missionary, the gay missionary sex position with 2 dudes, though.
To their credit,
and the
though,
legs
they went
up,
there.
I can't get over it, dude.
We were just complaining about not going there enough.
It's a real
I mean,
position. I mean, I
it
don't know.
is.
They showed Elton.
I
That's- yeah.
didn't. We've talked about this before on Drinkin Bros. I didn't know that's how dudes got down. It was so dumb of me once I thought about it, and I was like, oh, yeah. Why couldn't they do Mish, right? But it was just seeing his hairy legs up like a woman's in Mish and Mish up in the air. That got me. That I was like, fuck. I can't do this. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I love that actor though. That was I didn't see it,
He's a
but
great actor.
that's one I actually wanted
Taron
to see
Egerton.
because Taron Egerton rules. He's great.
By the way, it's a good movie, Bob.
It is, yeah. He does a great job as Elton.
Yes. Financially, it did good enough. I think it ended up crossing 100 or getting near it. But the rest of these, let's see, because there is some more coming out. Not that that's a huge shock to you guys here. And I want to ask you your opinion on these, okay? If they come out, these are in early development right now. And not a lot of people know about it.
Can we get Jesse's opinion real quick?
Jesse?
All right, appreciate that. Thank you, Jesse.
Thank you, Jesse. Yeah. She hates Micahel Jackson. She would hate being here today, which is why I brought up this story. I didn't want to hear her talk about it. All right, the next one that is in early development is Ronnie Spector. Do you guys even know who that is?
No.
Take Me Home Tonight. That was a big home tonight.
Yeah, okay.
I don't want to let you. And it's Ronnie Spector. Now, here's what's interesting is I'm with you guys. That's the only song I know, I think. Can you look it up on Spotify and see if there's a bigger song? We can't play it because we're on YouTube today.
Is he just a one-hit wonder? Or
She.
Oh.
It is a woman.
Oh.
Yep. It was a dude singing with Ronnie Spector that made that song famous.
Oh.
What was Ronnie Spector's biggest song?
This Magic Moment.
Oh, yeah. This magic. I didn't know that was her. Was that the original though, or did she cover it?
I don't know, but it's.
I think she covered it. What else?
You Belong to Me. I think maybe she also might have the most famous version of "Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree."
These are only 1 million streams, though. I mean, that's not a lot, dude.
Yeah. Let me see, like, very best of Ronnie Spector. What is "Take Me Home Tonight" called?
It was with Eddie Money.
Okay, but it's
Eddie
not
Money
called.
Was the. If you type in her name and Eddie Money, you'll find it. But that's how I even found out who she was. 'Cause I didn't really know her. But I think she was married to Phil Spector.
That would make sense with the name.
Yep.
So yeah, "Take Me Home Tonight," 300 million.
Oh yeah, that's a massive song, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I will say this for a biopic: the less I know about the person going in, the more I'm going to like it, probably.
Okay, guess who's playing her? This will shock your mind.
Okay.
Zendaya.
That doesn't shock me in the slightest.
It's Z.
For Ronnie Spector?
Yeah, she could do it.
Look, I love Zendaya. I think she's a fantastic actress.
I'm at that point with her, like, well, fuck it, until
Gorgeous.
she fails at something, then I'll stop believing.
Yeah, I mean, are they going to get into the relationship with Phil Spector?
I want to know who they cast as Phil Spector. But yeah, Zendaya, absolutely, 100%.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. They look identical. Like, it's a great casting choice.
And
I
Zendaya
just don't know that this generation even knows who the fuck Ronnie Spector is.
No, they don't.
But we
I
know
don't.
who Zendaya is.
We do.
Yeah, right.
So we'll go.
Yeah, I'll go see a Zendaya movie. You're right.
Zendaya, by the way, presumably can sing. She was in a musical, The Greatest Showman.
Yeah, she can.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was a Disney kid growing up.
All right, no, go to IMDb. It says it's going to be directed by Barry Jenkins. Why does that name sound so familiar? I've never read for him. I don't know who.
IMDb might be down. Let me check. Okay. Well, it was not going
Barry
to
Jenkins is the director. I know he's famous. I just don't know.
I've heard that name.
Yeah.
He did If Beale Street Could Talk, which was like a big awards movie. Okay. Oh, Moonlight.
Oh, the Oscar movie?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay. All right. So she's going for an Oscar.
Yeah, I guess. And If Beale Street Could Talk was an Oscar movie.
Okay. Dear White People.
That was a show, but he, I think, probably directed the first episode of it.
Yeah, pilot.
Yeah. He did the Mufasa prequel.
Oh, boy. Made a lot of money.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next up is Sam Mendes, 4 individual biopics about the Beatles. That one I'm actually amped about. They cast the best actors in those, and it's told from 4 different points of view. So that one I'm really super fascinated.
That one I can get down with.
Yeah.
Because I love the Beatles. So.
And I think Barry Keoghan is playing Ringo.
That's perfect.
Which, yeah. After watching that documentary on Disney about the Beatles, I was like, maybe Ringo was the cool one. He was just so over their bullshit as it was going on when they were recording that last album. God, just the side-eye looks he was giving Yoko in this documentary. And this was shot in like the late 60s. He was just like, fuck, just smoking cigarettes. And I finally at one point he just goes, can we just play a fucking song, mate? And I was like, all right, that could be really fucking good. And then it'll be interesting to pair the 4 of them up together to see who did the best and why. Let's see. Oh, the Springsteen one. God, that failed. That was awful. I saw that. That was with Jeremy Allen White, who I like. Also, quick heads up on that. The Bear just finished shooting season 5. They're not saying whether that's going to be their last. I think it should. Walk off on a positive note there.
They're up to 5 seasons?
5 seasons.
I checked out a while ago.
I did too.
Yeah, I did too. But I would end it there. But the Springsteen movie was terrible, and partially because Jeremy Allen White didn't even try to do a Springsteen voice. There was a couple scenes where he did, and the rest of them he just kind of gave up. And I was like, "What the fuck's this movie about?" And he picked like the non-famous album, and then there was a title card at the end of it that just said, "And after this, he recorded Born in the USA, Glory Days," and like every hit after that, and you're like, "Oh, cool. So you just picked the shitty album to do. Thanks for having me sit through that, you fucking dicks."
So essentially, it's like an hour and a half of just leading up to the good moment, and then, hey, here's a title card. All the good stuff happens.
Yep. That's
right.
right.
Glad I didn't see that.
A Complete Unknown with Chalamet. Really good. I enjoyed it. Chalamet learned how to play all the instruments, and every song was the famous songs like right before he went electric, and they had a hard cut when he went electric. I showed him playing one electric song, and the audience freaked out. And then the title card at the end of that one was Bob Dylan went on to sell. It was the highest selling album of all time, and you were like, "Fuck yeah, dude!"
Have we just forgotten show, don't tell?
What's
Does
that
that just not exist anymore? Well, show your audience something. Don't just tell them something. Like, don't put a title card up, or don't have someone just roughly dialogue say it.
Here's why they do it is a lot of people watching that movie weren't alive for Bob Dylan, so they didn't know. They didn't know that answer, and they're not going to read the book. You know, I read the book, so I knew. The book was called Dylan's Gone Electric, and I read it years and years and years ago. But people don't read anymore, you know, and unless the author narrates their own book. Oh, speaking of which, mine. God damn it, I feel like Kanye West. It says 3 more days. Like this was turned in so long ago. Fuck you guys. Fuck you, Amazon or Audible, which Amazon owns it. Of course, everybody owns everything. But Chalamet was great in Bob Dylan. Back to Black. Did you guys see that with Amy Winehouse?
No.
I didn't either. Interesting. I said it came out May 17th.
That doesn't sound fun.
Last year? Shit.
It does sound kind of just depressing.
It's only available to rent on Prime Video and Amazon or Apple TV.
Yeah,
That's
I
weird.
Vaguely remember this.
I do too, but not really. Now, the fun one was Robbie Williams. Okay? Now, I fucking love Robbie Williams. He's just a fucking menace, dude. And he did a whole movie called Better Man, but he told his entire life story through the lens of a chimpanzee. And I'm not kidding.
Who is this? What?
Robbie Williams. He's huge in
I don't know
England.
this guy.
Massive.
Huge in England. They tried to make him a thing.
Robbie. Yeah.
Tried to make him a thing in America when I was a kid. Didn't really work.
No.
He had some hits, but he didn't blow up like he did.
It worked for 3 to 5 years, Bob, and then it really petered out because he just couldn't match the magic. And the song that he came out with, Bob, after the huge hit album that he had, was like disco, and it was just, it made him seem gay. It really did. It made him seem like a homosexual. And he's not. Like, he's the opposite of that. So, yeah, dude. It was weird, but he told his entire life as a monkey. There it is on screen. And I'm not kidding. If you're listening to this at home, I'm dead
But
serious.
everyone else is people.
Yeah, everybody else is people, and he is a chimpanzee in this. And they tell his real life as a chimpanzee. So that's how fucking weird he is. And I love it, and it's hilarious. Does it say from the director of The Greatest Showman?
It does,
Yeah.
yes.
Holy shit. I didn't see this. That's weird. Okay. Next up was Bob Marley, One Love. I'm just going, by the way, the last 2 years. I saw this. I didn't like it. My kid liked it. The guy playing Bob Marley was excellent. But the movie itself was just kind of lacking, dude. It was all over the place. I could barely even figure out what the fuck he died from. Like, it was very strange, whoever wrote that fucking movie, dude. But the actor was great. Every actor was great. It was shot well. It was just a weird script, man, that went all over the place. Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance with Somebody. I know why this failed. She just didn't look like Whitney Houston enough. And it's hard to do the greatest female singer of all time. Sorry. But that's a hard one to do and pull off. You almost got to get a Jennifer Hudson for that. Elvis, I loved. Talked about that before. I love that film. He was great. And then they're counting this, and I want to ask you if you'll allow it. I'm begging you to. Weird. The Al Yankovic story.
100%.
So fucking good and so fucking funny that I really want it to count as one of the biopics because none of it is true. You're probably 3 to 4 minutes in and you realize not one single thing about his life is true in this movie, and it's just a flat-out old-school comedy that you cannot stop laughing at from minute 3 to the end of the movie. And spoiler alert, because this came out 4 years ago, he gets assassinated at the end of the Grammy Awards, which obviously never happened. And that was it. There was just a rest in peace title card at the end.
That's fantastic.
I respect that so much.
Oh, by the way, and it was, who's the kid from Harry Potter?
Daniel Radcliffe.
Yes. He was fucking Weird Al Yankovic, and he crushed.
He's very funny. I haven't watched, or I've only watched the pilot
Crushed.
of his new show with Tracy Morgan on NBC from one of the guys who did 30 Rock. He's hilarious in it.
He's a very talented actor.
I mean, he made probably a couple $100 million as a 15-year-old and has just been doing whatever the fuck he's wanted to since. It's been some cool projects.
It sure has. And then the last one they brought up here was Respect, and that was Aretha Franklin with Jennifer Hudson. It was good enough. You know, you get Jennifer Hudson in it. You know, she's really singing. She's one of the greatest.
Yeah, she's
there is
great.
right
Yeah.
now. But yeah, all these other ones. Oh shit, the last one I'm forgetting, dude. Straight Outta Compton. Straight Outta Compton should have won Movie of the Year.
I liked it. Yeah.
It should have won Film of the Year. That was one of my favorite films. Everyone was great. The story was great. And it was like 2.5 hours, and it moved super fucking quick, dude. Yeah. And then Dan, the one that Dan hated was Walk the Line is on this list as well. Ray was on this list. Selena was on this list. The Doors. Doors going back in time here.
But that was back when that was like a novel thing.
It was. Nobody had done this, and they did not want to make. The studio did not want to make this. And Val Kilmer, to this day, I think of Val Kilmer when I think of Jim Morrison, not Jim Morrison.
Yeah,
he was that great. Oh, speaking of which, perfect segue on accident for myself. Bob, you're gonna have to look this up for the audience. Okay, is Ari here yet?
He'll be here any minute.
Great. Pull this up because there's a lot of controversy right now around this. This is regarding Val Kilmer, actually. They were in the middle, I guess, of shooting a movie with him that was in post-production when he passed away. They have AI'd him. The family said it was okay. I'm looking at they've released the images from it, and it's fucking wild, man.
I would normally be against this, but since it's patching up a movie he was in,
right?
That's fine.
And
they did that in Gladiator.
His daughter did
Fast and the Furious
did sign off on it, so I'm okay with it. The weird thing is, though, Bob, let's take the two examples you guys just brought up. They didn't talk. So, is he blind?
I don't know.
It's easy to generate if he did.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Fuck it. I'm looking forward to it. But apparently, and this is according to a review, somebody who just saw it just said the performance is so good. Can you give an Oscar to an AI actor?
No.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
No. Yeah.
I think you just got to leave that out.
Well, also the people voting on the Oscars would never give it to an AI.
I don't think so either.
That's like their main thing they hate.
Yeah. But this one is definitely one to keep an eye on here because I'll watch. I've always loved Val Kilmer. He was one of my favorites. But this one I'll keep an eye out for because I'm curious to see how they did it. You know, having just done some voices for an audiobook, it is easy to direct an actor. Very, very easy vocally. But has the face caught up yet? You know?
Yeah.
Big budget movies, I think it has. But some of the other ones.
But even then, Uncanny Valley is really hard to get past. Because even if it's slightly off, if it doesn't look perfect, our brain is like, no, that's wrong. Something looks weird here.
But look at this image. Show the audience this image one more time.
This is also like a great example too, because he is being silhouetted a little bit. There's not as much detail on the face. Like, this is a smart way to use it.
I
kind
know.
of cover it a little bit.
I know, and it looks good, doesn't it? He looks good. Ah, fucking, I miss him, dude. You know, I wish none of that shit ever happens.
Also, I wonder if, because there could be, like, they could have used like a body double type situation and then just essentially deep faked the face.
That's
so then
almost
it's
certainly
all
what they did.
recreated
They
by-
probably
yeah.
did. They probably did not AI the body.
Right.
Right. It's just the
head.
face.
Just the head. Yeah.
Maybe not even the hair. Like truly, like just because
Yeah.
that's the best
Yeah.
way. That's the best
It
way to
is.
do it with
True.
CGI too, right? You do as little as possible.
Harrison Ford looked awesome in that. So, yeah. But appreciate you tuning in. It'll be me for one more day on Thursday. Jesse Wiseman will be back. Download Crime Corner. Coop, who do you got on tomorrow night?
It's Puente, right? Dorothea?
Dorothea Puente.
So we
on
brought our
tomorrow
friends from
night.
J&L over, and they cooked
That's
us
right.
some recipes out of a serial killer's cookbook.
Yes.
It's a wild show.
Which is awesome, dude. I can't wait to see it. So looking forward to that. Rate and review Crime Corner on iTunes and Spotify. Video will be up on iTunes by the summer, too. So iTunes is doing that as well. And shit, dude, rate and review this show a 5-star and a quick review on iTunes, and then head on over to Spotify. It's just a 5-star, and you can walk away, even though she's not here. For Jesse Wiseman, a.k.a. the Jables and Ross Patterson, this is the Revolucion. Buenos tardes, everyone.